Hello, I am Annie McClung and I am German teacher here at Jay County High School in Portland, Indiana. And I am originally from Germany. And I have lived in the United States for 18 years and I've taught here at the high school for 15.
And what does diversity mean to you?
Well, diversity, for me, of course, I think probably cultural diversity first, since I am from a different country, grew up speaking a different language. And so when I start teaching German in my classroom, I always ask first, where does everybody come from? Have they ever lived anywhere else than in Jay County? And that's like the first diversity that comes to mind. And in my classroom, whenever I can connect whenever I can connect what we are learning to a cultural difference between Germany and the United States, or between Europe and the United States, I try to incorporate diversity in that respect. Overall, my classroom is not very diverse in the cultural sense. Most of my students come from Jay County, have grown up in Jay County, do not come from different racial backgrounds, usually have usually not been in touch with any other language other than English. So culturally, we are not very diverse, but we try to learn about cultural diversity within the German context. Now, if I think about the German school system, in the German school system, I went to a college prep high school called a Gymnasium, which is a secondary school that is aimed for students who had good grades in elementary school and who are expected to go to university after they graduate from high school. And only about 25% of the German students go to a school like that. So if you are going to a school like that, there is not much diversity whatsoever. Everyone is on the same page as far as learning and wanting to learn and being able to learn, pretty much. Everybody is from the same socioeconomic level, pretty much, because mainly that means that you have educated parents. The majority of the students in that secondary school are probably from middle-class homes. And this sounds terrible, but it is not very diverse, because in Germany you get streamed into 3 different types of education groups. In my hometown in southern Germany, we were also not very racially diverse. There was maybe the random Italian student or the random Turkish student, but we were not very diverse. So coming here, one thing that I noticed more diverse about my classroom is that people from all socioeconomic levels are in my classroom together. Some of these people may be very, very poor and receive free lunch and have parents who may not even have graduated from high school or may not have gone to college, and they go to they're in the same class together with students whose parents are doctors, who make a lot of money, who are very educated, who have several college degrees possibly. And that's a diversity that I think is very good, that the students are together like that and they learn to accept and learn from each other like that. I think that's very positive in the classroom. And my kids sit in these groups. If you want to pan around a little bit, there are always 6 kids sitting together, and I have them sit with whom they choose to sit. I don't group them according to their ability levels or anything like that. And it usually works out really well that I have students who learn easily sit at the same table with kids who have maybe more trouble learning. So that diversity works well in these groups. And then I like to mix it up when we do hands-on activities. I may say to the kids, take your German questions and go talk to someone who doesn't sit at your table. And they have to go out of their comfort range and move somewhere else and be diverse that way. Find different people to talk to.
Ben Sydney Versiti Mohan. I'm from Philippines, and I just moved here last year. And I've been to two class of schools in the Philippines. One is private, and the other one is public. In private schools, let's see, they got a lot of computers and a lot of more security, but well, it's still dirty and stuff. And the teachers, they're like, instead of us like in the United States, we move from room to room. In the Philippines, we have just one room, and the teacher just come in and changes every hour block or every subject and stuff. Meanwhile, the public school is the worst one because we've got so little rooms there, and each room has more or less 45 plus students, which is so many because the room's just small. And yeah, the school is small too, and the public school has poor security since there's only pretty much one guard, and there's no maintenance. There's a lot of trash everywhere, and let's see, the buildings are very old. Some of our buildings are like made from wood, and they're like coming off anytime soon. And what else?
Technology.
Huh?
Technology?
In public schools, we only have like one computer room, and inside the room there's like 20 computers, and that's all for the whole school. And one thing, in public schools, we only got one restrooms for boys and girls for the whole school. So like we're always lining up whenever we want to go to the restroom, and we don't have any. We don't have any cafeteria. We have like stores, but we don't have any cafeteria to eat to. So we pretty much eat inside our rooms. And on books, most of our books are so damaged already, and most of the time we share like one book to 3 person. So there's not so much books, and it's damaged. So, and I think that's most of it. I think so.
What about your transportation? Is that provided through the school district?
Our transportation is, no, we don't have any school bus there. When my mom gives me like an allowance for a day, she just gives me a little. So in order for me to buy stuff that I had to save. So every morning I walk to school, and after school I walk back home too for like a mile or two. And I've got a lot of friends that they live far in the mountains, and they have to walk to school. Like they have to wake up at 5 just to get to school, and they do it every day, I guess. Well, I think that's it.
Yeah. What does diversity mean to you?
Well, to me, the meaning of diversity for me is like the different beliefs of people. But in Philippines, there's a lot of diversity since Philippines have been colonized a lot. The only thing, well, most of the time they can understand English in the Philippines, but like English is like a group of 100 islands, so it's like every island has a different language or different culture, so it's kind of real mixed and diverse in the Philippines. So, but we teach English in the Philippines since we are